The battle for Muni just ended about a week ago, so I figured now would be a great time to introduce all the plot holes and inconsistencies in Star versus the Forces of Evil. First up, we have the episode Skull Spirit and the episode Collateral Damage. Now, these come from two different seasons. The first one is from the first season, the next one is from the second season. But there is actually a contradiction here. In Skull Spirit, Marco explains that the real mascot, Possum, was not plain Possum, so it had died. And everybody was very upset about this, obviously, for obvious reasons. It was their school mascot, and everybody loved their school mascot and everything. But once you get all the way to Collateral Damage, that episode, Marco explains the town history that the entire town hated possums because they had overrun Echo Creek and they were in the way of making it a town. So he also explains that they drove them away, and the very last possum, named Otis, was the last one that was driven away. And in memoriam, they created a statue of the last possum, Otis, to put in front of the school. Now, this is a contradiction in the series because how could the last possum have been driven out if you also had a possum as your team mascot? So there was a really strange thing there that didn't really add up. They contradicted themselves. It took them a whole season to do it, but they contradicted themselves. Also in that series, Marco, they seem to hint at the fact that Marco was unclear on what a possum was, yet in School Spirit, he clearly knew what a possum was. Our next contradiction comes from the episode Gift of the Card, personally one of my favorite episodes, especially the episode that's tied with it, Sleepover. But anyway, in this episode, Star finds a unused gift card from Quest Buy, and she's upset and brings Marco to Quest Buy to use the card, and if they don't use the card before midnight, it will literally kill them. And so they go on this literal quest to use the card on something that he will truly and dearly love before it turns midnight. However, later in that episode, towards the end, the card expires, yet Marco is able to use the card on a wallet that he had wanted. Now, this is a contradiction all within the same episode. It starts with a basic rule: if you don't use it by midnight, it expires and you can't use it and it will kill you. Yet at the end, it expires. It tries to kill him, but then he's able to use it and it all ends happily. Now, this is a very odd contradiction, and I mean, oh my gosh, it doesn't make any sense, right? I can't get past that part. It does ruin the little episode. It does ruin the episode a little bit for me, but it's still one of my favorites. Also, in that same episode, Marco's favorite color seems to change like 3 times. First, in the episode Star Sleepover, his favorite color is red. That's what he says. But in the episode Gift of the Card, he says that his favorite color is plum, and then he's like Prussian blue, and just it changes like 3 times. And this is another weird contradiction that they do all within the same episode. Also, did you know in that episode, Janet was able to get into his wallet at the end because that wallet had actually been taken from the defective pile? My next plot hole / inconsistency kind of thing here comes from the episode Interdimensional Field Trip and Bon Bon the Birthday Clown. 2 really awesome episodes, by the way. In Interdimensional Field Trip, Marco is texting Jackie pictures of cats and stuff, and they say cute and adorable stuff on them. It's kind of funny. It's just a recurring thing that he does in that episode. And if you look closely on Jackie's phone, it clearly states that these messages are coming from Marco. Now, if you go all the way to Bon Bon the Birthday Clown, when Jackie is listing out things that Marco had done that ruined his chances with Jackie, she explains that Marco had, quote-unquote, sent him anonymous pictures of cats. Now, this is a contradiction because they weren't anonymous. Now, she could have, been mistaken, so that's okay. But another really huge thing here that stood out for me personally is, how did Marco get Jackie's phone number in the first place? They were not yet dating, and it didn't really make much sense for him to have her phone number at all. So that's the last thing I have. We're going to move on to Unresolved Issues that will hopefully be resolved in Season 3 or possibly Season 4, because Season 4 was announced recently. So one of the things that haven't been addressed about this show is in the episode The Other Exchange Students, there's this character that comes in. His name is Gustav, but in the end it's revealed that his real name is Charlie Booth, and that he was just lying about his identity and everything. It's actually not even, I don't even think it's that clear on why he's doing this. But anyway, he's like explaining everything that he did and why he did it, why he was making weird phone calls, why he had an axe and was swinging around and everything like that. But then you get into the thing where Star is literally like, okay, but what about measuring the Diaz's in their sleep? And this was the question that I really desperately wanted an answer to, because I had no idea what the answer is. And Charlie Booth, or Gustav, whatever his name is, literally just shrugs his shoulders and goes, eh. And then the Diaz's show up, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. It's never revealed why he was measuring them in their sleep. And then actually later in that episode, like at the very, very end, he's at a new family's house, and he's dressed up like a mime or some French dude, and he's got baguettes and stuff, or bagels. I don't remember. I think it was baguettes. that family opens their door, and they say Francois. So his name is Francois, Gustav, and Charlie Booth. So we don't really know what his deal is, and that's something I hope that is resolved soon. The next thing that was really unresolved about this series so far is who was exactly talking to Marco in the episode The Blood Moon Ball, because there was this weird old man kind of voice telling him about the Blood Moon Ball and the Moon of Lovers or whatever. It's kind of like, was it his imagination? Was it somebody talking to him? Or like, what was going on there? That was another thing that has been unresolved and didn't quite make much sense, and that's something I hope is resolved. Now we can move on to Battle for Muni kind of spoilers. If you enjoyed the video so far, then go ahead and like and subscribe, share, all that stuff. But we're going to move on to a little bit spoilerish stuff for Battle for Muni. So in Battle for Muni, they do have some unresolved stuff about what exactly was Toffee's plan this entire time, because like he wanted his finger. They weren't even clear why he wanted his finger. He just wanted it, I guess, and it was unclear on that. So I don't know why. I mean, he didn't have his finger in the first season, and he was doing pretty good as a villain. I mean, he probably could have done pretty much whatever he wanted, and he still had his regeneration power, so he didn't need the finger to regenerate. So that was a whole, what did he want his finger for all this time for? I just do not know. They didn't resolve it there, but that's something that I hope it gets resolved soon. That's all I have for now. So until next plot hole episode, actually go ahead and comment below if what show or what movie, what book, whatever you want, game, whatever it is. Comment what you want me to address the plot holes and inconsistencies in for next episode. In the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things.